We all know and love Tomodachi Life, but there is one thing that was missing from the original 3DS game: same-sex couples. No LGBTQ plus inclusivity in this silly quirky Nintendo game. So the question is Nintendo's homophobia stopping Tomodachi Life from coming to the Switch? Let's answer that. When you made a Mii, you were met with choosing one of the two most basic genders, and absolutely no choice in the Mii's sexuality. Your Mii would automatically be straight, as this was the only option. Also in the game, you could only test boy-girl romances, while boy-boy and girl-girl relationship tests would automatically be a friendship test. Nintendo obviously faced immediate backlash for the very apparent lack of inclusivity, with headlines that read, "Nintendo, no homosexuality allowed in Tomodachi Life. Nintendo refuses to allow same-sex relationships in Tomodachi Life. The bizarrely anti-gay decision this popular gaming company refuses to reverse." You can be sure Nintendo couldn't ignore this huge mistake. Nintendo of America had this to say about the controversy. At Nintendo, dedication has always meant going beyond the games to promote a sense of community and to share a spirit of fun and joy. We are committed to advancing our long-time company values of fun and entertainment for everyone. We pledge that if we create a next installment in the Tomodachi series, we will strive to design a gameplay experience from the ground up that is more inclusive and better represents all players. So, Nintendo promised that if they ever made another Tomodachi Life, they will include inclusivity. So, what's the holdup? Yes, Nintendo did use the word if. However, I do want to remind you that they use similar terminology all the time in order to protect their franchises, and have even said things like this while talking about bigger franchises like Super Smash Bros. But I do have some problems with this promise. Sure, Nintendo could add same-sex couples in the sequel or remaster Tomodachi Life, but they also could have very easily updated the original game. We have seen huge updates to 3DS games that have added whole new giant mini-games, but not a simple update to Tomodachi Life that adds just one more question during the Mii creation process? Nintendo did say in the same interview, "We apologize for disappointing many people by failing to include same-sex relationships in Tomodachi Life. Unfortunately, it is not possible for us to change the game's design, and such a significant development change can't be accomplished with a post-ship patch." I would like to argue that by saying you could update it. Sure, I understand that it's much more than just that. They do have to change the dynamics of relationships in general. Of course, to me, I feel like you wouldn't have to change that much. I may not be a game designer, but to me, it just seems like they've been able to do much bigger updates, and this just wouldn't be one of those ones that would be impossible. I'll be honest, this is something I only found out about in the last couple of days, but same-sex marriage is illegal in Japan. It's 2023 Japan, WTF. Some commenters pointed this out to me and stated they don't believe we will see Tomodachi Life on the Switch until Japan legalizes same-sex marriages themselves. But let me tell you why I don't believe that. MiiTopia is our best example of what Nintendo could do with Tomodachi Life. MiiTopia on the 3DS, which came out after Tomodachi Life on the 3DS, went on a different route of exclusion without exclusion, if that makes sense. MiiTopia on the 3DS didn't include dating or marriage, and instead had relationships based on levels that could be formed between any gender Miis, and could lead all the way up to soulmates. However, MiiTopia on the Switch was a remaster of the original, and included same-sex relationships in a whole new light. This version of the game introduced dating and marriage, and allowed players to create these relationships between opposite sex and same-sex Mii relationships, proving Nintendo is trying to improve inclusivity in their games and isn't completely opposed to the same-sex relationships. So, to answer the question of today's video, no. At least, I don't think so. Yes, Nintendo 100% was in the wrong, not including same-sex relationships in the 3DS game. However, they did make a promise to do the right thing in future Tomodachi games, and I believe them. They also proved they are willing and able to do this by including same-sex relationships in MiiTopia. So, what is taking Tomodachi Life so long? As Shigeru Miyamoto famously said, a delayed game is eventually good. A bad game is bad forever. Tomodachi Life for the Switch is probably in the works as we speak, and Nintendo will keep that information very close to themselves and sealed till they are very close to its release. After all, they really want to put the work in this time to make sure that this Tomodachi Life, this Tomodachi game, is the very best one it could possibly be. For now, if you enjoyed Tomodachi Life, consider subscribing to my channel because I have plans to continue Tomodachi Life content to keep our favorite game in the spotlight as long as possible so Nintendo knows how much we care about it. As always, I will remind you there is a link in the description to a petition for Tomodachi Life on the Switch, which we are so close to hitting 25,000 signatures, which is just amazing. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I love you all and have a wonderful rest of your day.